Mm.
Yo, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive. Yeah, it's truth over comfort, I don't pick no side. If it shake the room a little, let the truth collide. Cause it's Marlon Speaks Live. No script, no disguise. I don't sell no lies, just to monetize. Cause the past still breathing and it never dies. Yeah, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Now the truth will rise. Yo, it's Marlon Speaks Live. Yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. This message is to all the white folks out there protesting in America. All right, because, black folks, we on vacation, staycation, weekation, daycation. We just on cation, right? But you white guys, you white gals and guys out there protesting, fighting a good fight, you guys need to watch out because you're being set up. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. Donald Trump needs one of you guys to cross the line. He needs one of y'all guys to get so upset that his Gestapo, neo-Nazi, Fourth Reich, are out here harassing and killing civilians. Mm-hmm. He wants that one incident to happen. He just needs one of you white guys, just one, to hurt a federal police officer. Just one. Preferably delete. Because remember, Donald Trump does not care about any of those ICE officers that have a racist Nazi battery in their back right now. While they're out there thinking that General Trump has their backs 100%, he only has his interests, at heart and on his mind. So he needs one of you white people to maybe bring a gun to the protest and fire it and hit a federal police officer. He needs one of y'all to maybe hit one with a car for real this time and finish the job. He needs one of you guys out of the millions and millions of white folks protesting. All right? He need one of y'all to just take it a little further. Because as soon as you do that, martial law. And as soon as you do that, elections are canceled because of martial law.
Yep.
Are you listening? He needs you to do this quick, fast, in a hurry before midterms come up.
Yep.
So if you guys can just hold your mayonnaise just for a little bit, go out there and protest, but keep your hands to yourself. Do not give Donald Trump the ability to call for martial law. Do not give him the ability to reach in the bag of some law that we ain't never heard of that they can pull out and pluck and say, because this happened, we can do this now. He really needs you to do that because he knows. He's been knowing that if he didn't become the president, he was going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
The dude been dodging and weaving bullets. But keep in mind, them bullets are still in the air. And them bitches is turning around. And Donald Trump does not have anything to lose. None of these people in this white administration, this neo-Nazi white authoritarian administration, have anything to lose because they've already went full retard. They have no choice but to maintain power because they know once they let go, there will be retribution. Do you understand what's going to happen? Do you guys understand what's going to happen after all this is done? If you think that the white racists can do all of this and not think there's going to be a dramatic course correction, y'all guys are mistaken. And they know this. Therefore,
they know.
To stop the course from correcting, they're going to stop the party altogether.
Yep.
All right? He's gearing up. He's not going any. The dude is damn near what he's like 79, 80.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, he got what? How much more time left on this earth?
Not long.
He already on his way out. He literally had, by the time you can get this dude in jail, first of all, Donald Trump has immunity, right? So by the time we can legislate away his immunity to hold him accountable, he's going to be kicking the bucket anyway. Trump done got away with it. Because even regular white, not white supremacy, allowed him to get away with it. Keep that in mind. Regular white allowed him to get away with it because they were complacent about white supremacy because they don't view white supremacy as a threat until, then they start dropping. And then all of a sudden, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. White supremacy. Right. The complacent non-white supremacists are a major problem. The sustainable ignorance of white America. All right. So guys, while you out there beating your drums and shit, throwing goddamn gas and throwing rocks and doing all this shit, just understand, it's only going to take one law. And remember, this is the same dude who, when his little neo-Nazi 19-year-old got beat up by a 15-year-old girl in D.C. because he was being racist and wasn't minding his own business, he sent the National Guard into Washington, D.C. for that. He really needs one of y'all to take one of these unqualified neo-Nazi federal law enforcement out. He really would appreciate if you did that because that will secure his ability to implement martial law so that he can stay in power indefinitely. And then even more unqualified, white, fat, bald, middle-aged, deprived men will join even more newly made-up law enforcement agencies to secure his legacy and his hold on power. And that right there will require white men, okay? Other white men who dropped the ball the first time he was elected, the second time he was elected, and the third time. Well, first time he was elected, second time he lost, and the third time he won. All you complacent white folks are going to have to become uncomplacent. Then you're going to have to tap into your savage barbarian ways. That's when the civil war y'all been talking about happens. But it's only going to be between you white folks. We're not involved. The only thing we're going to do as black folks is protect our communities. While just in case y'all decide to step up in our communities and take a few, that shit's not going to happen. We're going to annihilate you if you come into our communities. For all you guys understand, you're getting annihilated, all right? This ain't them old days. If you racist people try to come in our black communities, you're getting annihilated. We have the same thing you got, and we're more trained than you. Trust me. There was a time when you were, but we are more trained than you, all right? So, listen. Don't give them a reason, all right? All right? Anyway, that's all I got to say. Afro Think Tank. Learn some T-Tum. I'm out.
Watch what ICE just did in Minnesota. Yes, that appears to be tear gas that they're throwing at peaceful protesters after they have already driven past them. This can't possibly be legal. Is that where we want our taxpayer dollars going?
Biden! My tax money pays for this! What? Enough! Enough!
Before the midterm elections in November, Donald Trump is going to declare martial law. See, Trump knows he's so unpopular, he's not only going to lose the House, but the Senate. And if that happens, he's going to be impeached, removed from office, possibly tried, convicted, and sent to prison for the rest of his life, along with his corrupt cabinet. Trump is never going to let that happen. He'll declare martial law so none of us can leave our homes or our neighborhoods and vote. And we'll be left with Trump as a dictator indefinitely. Our one way out through voting as a democracy in these midterm elections is never going to happen, my friends. I'm sorry to say that, but I've known this criminal for 30 years. I know how sick he is. People think he thinks like a normal person and he wouldn't do something like declare martial law just to avoid an election. That's where not knowing him comes into play. This is a very sick guy. These elections, never gonna happen.
Someone should tell ICE that non-lethal rounds can still be deadly force. Because last Friday, ICE agents fired non-lethal rounds at a 21-year-old's eye, causing him to be permanently blind. And after they fired at his face, they drug him by the hood of his hoodie inside the federal building while he was choking, and then forced his face down into a pool of his own blood as they taunted him that he would never be able to see out of his left eye again as he begged for an ambulance. To be clear, no one from the protest at the Santa Ana Federal Building last Friday night was trying to breach the federal building or even get closer to it. But throughout the evening, Homeland Security agents kept coming out of the building and firing non-lethal rounds at the protesters. Hayden Rumler had a 6-hour-long surgery where doctors extracted shards of glass, metal, and plastic out of his eyes and from around his face, and had a piece of metal 7 millimeters away from an artery that they can't remove because it could kill him if they do. Oh, and he has a fractured skull from this encounter. Tell me again how ICE agents are making Americans safer again.
Donald Trump is about to invoke the Insurrection Act. He just said this on national television, okay? The Insurrection Act has not been invoked since 1992 during the Rodney King riots, when the city of Los Angeles needed help from the federal government because they lost control of the rioters. Okay, Trump has fabricated these so-called extremist situations in cities like Portland, Chicago, Los Angeles, Memphis, Baltimore, etc., for the purpose to leading to the path of declaring martial law. The Insurrection Act basically allows him to bypass any judge's decision that says he's exaggerating, he cannot put troops on the street. Judges are blocking him all over the country. You've probably seen this. Well, he can invoke the Insurrection Act, which allows him to bypass all of these judges' decisions. One man in the United States can invoke the Insurrection Act. That's the President of the United States. It's designed for real emergencies. He has fabricated this entire situation for the purpose of putting the military in the streets of every Democratic city in the country. So when the midterm elections come around in November 2026, people will be terrified. They will be paralyzed to leave their homes, and even more frightened of voting against this wannabe dictator. MAGA, freedom-loving Americans all across the country. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, or anything else. Please wake up. We are just a few short months from losing our democracy, from losing our freedom, once he declares martial law. If you think I'm exaggerating, look this up for yourself. Once he declares martial law, you won't be able to leave your neighborhood without permission from the United States military. There'll be curfews all across the country. You won't be able to go out of your home after a certain time. You won't be able to do anything unless Trump says it's okay.
genuinely wants a civil war, and that's why Trump's acting the way he is. They are trying to stoke the flames and get people to react so that he has the authority to declare martial law. And in that instance, he could legally suspend due process and basically just hold people as prisoners if they're a threat to the stability of the United States. And we're already seeing instances of this happen now. Like, transgender people are unable to get passports. A lot of them are unable to leave the country. Leftist activists have been put on actual terror watch lists. Who knows, I might be on one. Here's a post in the MAGA Facebook group about civil war, which again, they want. They want a purge because they want the authority to legally use all these weapons they've been collecting to go out and take out their enemies. They want to take out people of color, queer people, trans people, any minority, outspoken leftists, or race traitors, which I've been called numerous times. And it's a lot of the people have Confederate flags in their yard that want to recreate that Confederacy. So they have the legal authority and moral authority to take out their enemies to people. A lot of wars have been fought in the name of Christianity, and I genuinely believe that people on the right would see this as such. They would see it as like a holy war to preserve their way of life.
The plan that Trump has is martial law, and we need to normalize the conversation around this so we don't fall into the trap. He wants violence. That's why they're using ICE officers, yes, to deport brown people because they want some sort of white, racist state. They want to get rid of all the brown immigrants. They want all the South Africans, but get rid of the brown people. That's what they're doing. But they're throwing their bodies in front of people. Jonathan Ross positioned himself in front of Renee's car. Wasn't supposed to do that, not trained to do that. Or are they? And of course, then he shoots her, murders her point blank. It's a tragedy. And they want this fight, but I don't think they were prepared to murder a white woman and understand the ramifications from that. Now, everyone's life has value. Everyone's got life, liberty, and should have the pursuit of happiness and be able to protest or drive their car without fear of being assassinated like that. And yet, because the visual is a white Christian woman, who, by the way, if you don't think she's Christian because she's lesbian, that just shows where you are in your sort of evolution about what really matters in this world. But that's what they're doing. They did it at the Target, right, where there's two Latino guys that were filming ICE agents, and one of the ICE officers walked quickly in order to get in the way of this other brown guy, and in doing so, then arrested the brown guy. It's akin to you running into someone's fist, like just running into their fist, and then saying that they punched you. That's what they want. Reckless chaos. And then they can claim martial law when the people don't accept it, and then create this like police state and say, well, we have a domestic war happening here. We have domestic terrorism. We can't possibly hold midterm elections in the middle of this domestic terrorism. So that's it. Make sure everybody knows the game plan as you watch it play out. Call it out. Martial law is what they want. They're going to use that to try to prevent the midterms because Trump knows he's going to lose and then get impeached. Do something about it now. Demand your elected officials do something now before it's too late.
You've probably seen speculation that Trump is going to declare martial law on April 20th, so let's talk about where that's coming from. And I know you only have an attention span of 15 seconds, but I need you to stay with me until the end if you want everything to make sense. Okay, so do you remember on Trump's inauguration day when he signed a ton of executive orders? Well, one of those orders gives the Department of Homeland Security a deadline of April 20th to submit a written report to Trump recommending whether or not he should invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. And if you're not familiar with the Insurrection Act, that's the law that lets him use the military against civilians to control protests or other civil disturbances. Okay, wait, don't leave me yet, I'm almost done. So if you Google April 19th, you'll see a second wave of hands-off protests are scheduled in all 50 states that day. There's no way we're believing that a nationwide protest is just coincidentally planned the day before Trump is supposed to declare martial law, right? Anyways, my advice if you're going out on April 19th is if someone tries to escalate violence, they're a Fed, and you should immediately walk away. I don't know what to tell you about April 20th, though. Maybe we can all meet up and hitchhike into Canada or something.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
That was Afro Think Tank. I'm going to add the link to the description in the description of this video. Y'all go check out my guy over there, man. Great content. But yeah, man, let's get into it. So all I'm gonna say is black people, we inherently know what time it is. We inherently know. We're not finna be out here. See, that's the benefit of having this generational trauma that we have within our DNA. We know it's in our DNA. We know when we're the target of something. That's why it's very important for all melanated people in this country, black Americans, to not only not try to pretend that racism isn't real, that white supremacy isn't real, but tap into what's in your DNA, man. It's literally in our DNA. It's in our makeup to be prepared for times like this. And that's why we would not be out here protesting. We know what time it is. We know what time it is. We know what time it is. It's in our blood. We will not be out here protesting for nothing. Not right now. We know this. We understand people like Trump. We understand where they come from. Not even just from their words, like just the energy that he got. This is KKK. This is hate. Yeah, the only reason he got elected in the first place was hate. We feel when somebody hate us. We can feel it. It's inherent in us to know when we being hated. And so all you white people out here protesting, I ain't gonna say stop, and I did say stop in my title, but like what Afro Think Tank said, man, if y'all gonna be out there protesting, do it peacefully. But see, the danger with that is what they call Antifa, right? Well, I should say pro fascist, the pro fascist people, because Antifa mean anti-fascist, but you would have to take into consideration all the pro fascist people that would get into those protests and start shit on purpose to help this man invoke the dang on Insurrection Act, like that lady said in that clip. She was right. You know, if they planned a protest for April 19th, the day before that, you know, he's supposed to have that report back, sound to me like he trying to, you know, manufacture a reason to invoke the Insurrection Act. So yeah, man, just wanted to put this out there, man, because I see what's going on in Minnesota. Y'all can't see, and that's what I said about the benefit of being from a descendant of slavery, is with everything that's going on in Minnesota, how tragic it is and how bad it may seem. Our people been experiencing this for a long, long time. So it's nothing new. And that's what tripped me out. Just like a lot of them clips that just played. They act like this shit new. If it happened to anybody in this country, it happened to everybody in this country. And so that's the illusion. That's the illusion. This outcry, that's because y'all not used to this shit, or y'all haven't been paying attention throughout the generations. This is what we're talking about when we say a lot of you so-called people on the left don't even understand or believe that white supremacy has dictated and has affected your lives too. But what it has done is done the opposite of what it's done to black Americans. It made y'all believe in that illusion. because y'all benefited from it for so long. And see, that day is over. I mean, it really never existed for y'all. It was an illusion. It wasn't real. So that's why black people just looking at all of y'all right now like, damn, y'all is really crazy. All of y'all. Because all of y'all believe in a damn lie that this shit was even real to begin with. And the ones that's calling for all of this, like, bro, like, Trump, you hurting your own people, man. You big fucking dummy. You hurting your own motherfucking people, man. Damn. We ain't got no smoke for none of y'all. Our ancestors already fought our battles. We are the living proof of survival. But as far as the tone of what's going on in this country, we know what time it is. We're not finna be out here protesting. It's just that. And so all you white people that want to get out here and, you know, cause some type of violence and react violently to what's going on, just take notes from black people. If y'all took notes from us, the whole world will be all right. Trust me. We know what time it is. It's in our DNA. This is the time where black Americans, this is our time to lead this country and how it's supposed to behave. A lot of y'all may look at us as docile, but trust me, it's a strategy to it, but it's embedded in our DNA. So it's something that we really can't even explain, but I'm trying to explain it the best I can, just simply because I feel it. I feel it, and I'm sincere about it, and I know that if y'all keep it up with that tone, somebody else got shot last night. Look here, man. They just taking notes. Taking notes. What that Stephen Miller dude talking about? ICE agents got immunity. They mean that shit. They not trying to prosecute nobody for hurting white Americans. I know that might hurt white America. I know that might hurt. Trust me. I get it. You know, I'm just going to say this. Maybe 50, 100 years from now, y'all kids and grandkids can kind of be like where we at right now. You know, to know like, damn, this shit really happened. I'm not special after all. I can't just rely on my skin. I have to be right within. So yeah, man, that's all man. I just wanted to put this out there. I'm gonna add some like I said, I'm gonna add the link. Add the link right here in my description, so y'all go check out Afro Think Tank. Futurism. He got 2 channels, so this is newest channel, I believe. Yeah, Trump don't intend on having another election. Yeah, it's over, man. It's over. He don't intend on it. And his plan, I ain't gonna lie, it seems to be working out beautifully. You know, because, man, a white woman, y'all respond so emotionally off anything that happened with a white woman. In our community, it's the exact opposite almost. You know, we don't respond emotionally off nothing that happened with a black woman a lot of times. Now, we'll try to find fault in our women before we react emotionally. So, yeah, and that's part of that trauma that we got within us. But a lot of times that trauma that we inherited from our ancestors, it serves us, it benefits us in a lot of ways. Especially with times like this. In times like this, all of that trauma benefits us. Yeah. And so that's why white America should be taking cues from black Americans right now and try to get into that same space that we in, mentally, emotionally, And just be still. Be still. That's all I can tell y'all. Because our ancestors was being still while they was being traumatized, while they was being tormented, while they was being hunted, while they was the target of nothing but hate. Our ancestors embedded that code into our DNA, how to be still. Y'all got to learn that. It's not going to happen overnight. I know, you know, in general, in white America, y'all love to go outside. Y'all love to be, you know, to let yourselves be seen. Y'all white. Y'all like to go outside. You know, I don't know if y'all noticed, but black Americans never had that luxury. We know not to go out in public spaces. It's embedded, it's encoded in our DNA. We look at public places as danger. Always have. We don't have the luxury of blending in and getting the benefit of the doubt. We always have to look within. So them trips that y'all take outside, we've been taking them trips inside. We've been doing some inside work. And that's what white America got to learn to do. Stop all that running outside shit. Get in tune with who you are within. A lot of y'all don't know who y'all are. That's why you keep going outside. That's why you refuse to look within. You only know your skin. And I'm talking to the so-called left and the right. So-called right. All these dumbass labels y'all done gave yourself. This shit is stupid. Black people looking at y'all like y'all some crazy motherfuckers. Y'all are nuts. All of y'all. All of y'all. We always have looked at all of y'all like y'all a bunch of crazy motherfuckers. Yeah. And them different lifestyles that y'all, the so-called left, want to defend so much, don't mix us in with that shit. Just on the surface. Black people don't equal LBG. Trust me, we are God in the flesh. Period. That's it. That's the label that we got. Period. That's why we able to do this inside work. See, all of that trauma that our ancestors endured, it forced us to do it. That was a gift that y'all ancestors gave our ancestors. That was a gift. And we are the proof of that. That we know inherently how to go within at times like this. It just proves it was a gift. It's benefiting us. All of that torment and that trauma that our ancestors endured is benefiting us right now. And I thank God for it, man. Every day. I thank God for just having that discernment. You know what I mean? Like, to know that I don't get the benefit of the doubt. To know that, you know what I'm saying? And don't want it. Because it ain't real it's not real anyway. What is that? What is that? What is the benefit? What benefit? I'm just me. I'm just one man. I'm a part of something way bigger than me. I'm a part of a grand scheme. A great grand scheme that I really can't even understand. You know? This is a grand design. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, who am I? What benefit? What doubt? What benefited? What doubt? What's that about? See, and that's what white Americans have to understand, man. All of this shit is that American liberty and freedom for all. If y'all saw anybody who didn't get that, nobody got it. If anybody was a target of you know, acting just like these ICE agents throughout the years, because our people experienced this type of behavior since we came over here. So if anybody was being treated like that all them years, everybody was being treated like that all them years. It's just when the silence of y'all ancestors was complicity. Now that silence, now y'all not silent no more. Yeah, this this is what an example of the son suffering from the sins of the father. That's all this is. White Americans are suffering from the sins of their fathers. All of y'all. But y'all don't see it. Y'all think it's this versus that. No, all of y'all in the same boat. Just like all of us was in the same boat. Black Americans, all of us was blanketed. That same thing applies to all of y'all now. But y'all want to divide it up so bad. Oh, he liberal. Oh, she gay. He. All of y'all. From our lenses, trust me. Black Americans, we not separating y'all. We looking at all of y'all like y'all crazy. Because we know where this spirit come from. Our ancestors endured all of this shit. They seen it way worse than this shit. They were terrorized, literally. They were terrorized for real. And that trauma is in our DNA. We inherited that. So yeah, man. I'm gonna go. I just want to put this out there. And y'all stay up. I'm out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, man. I'm trying to get to 1,000. We at what we at now? We at a little over 400 subscribers now. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Man, I appreciate y'all. My watch hours is doing okay right now. And please, y'all, love my melanin. Don't hate my melanin. That's all I'm going to say. Love my gap in my teeth. Love it, baby. Just love it. I know I don't look like no one else. I know I'm 101. But I love me. And I ain't even just talking about how I look. I'm talking about how I feel within. Because that's how I look. And how I make others feel. That's how I really look. So, yeah, man. With that being said, I'm out. One. Smalling speaks live, yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive. Yeah, it's truth over comfort, I don't pick no side. If it shake the room a little, let the truth collide. Cause it's Marlon speaks live, no script, no disguise. I don't sell no lies, just to monetize. Cause the past still breathing and it never dies. Yeah, it's Marlon speaks live, now the truth will rise. Yo, it's Marlon speaks live, yeah, I'm saying what they hide. History uncensored, let the real survive.